You can't even push the frickin' button right. You tapped it didn't even go.
You know what? That's Apple's fault. That's what they get for having a buggy screen. It's not my fault.
I mean, you tapped it and it didn't go.
Okay. If I tap it hard enough, it doesn't work.
That's your problem.
It probably is. Hello. How are you? Great to hear from you again. Or great to hear from us again. From your point of view, I guess.
Hopefully.
Jeez.
Hopefully, if you're out there, you enjoy listening to us. It's you know, it's been a hot minute since we did one of these.
It is. It's been since last school year.
I think May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love these. I think our audience does too. They're nice, compact.
Our audience of 3.
Nah,
including
man,
my dad.
Give us some respect. Give us some respect.
RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. And then you know what? Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me.
You know where that's from?
Aretha Franklin.
Rowan and Martin's Laughing. They have a sock it to me time. And there would be this person, she would go, it's suck it to me time. And then they would intersperse people, and they would say, sock it to me, sock it to me.
And then they just get punched in the face.
Well, one person did. Yeah. Love
Hey,
Rowan and Martin.
You know what, Beau? I think we should celebrate.
What do we have to celebrate?
I got the lyrics right.
That's true. I thought you were going to be like Ali G in the house and be RESPTEC. Respect each other.
No, that's a great show.
God, I love Sacha Baron Cohen.
I did not enjoy Borat. I enjoyed Borat. I did not enjoy Bruno. But
I enjoy all of it. Even The Dictator. And the Brothers Grimsby.
But if you're listening to this and are still completely lost as to what we're referring to, this is a brief inquiry into literary relationships.
You messed up that title. That's okay. Literary relationships.
We all misspeak from time to time.
You misspoke?
I did misspeak. Sorry, I'm a month into teaching. I feel like I'm mostly in my groove, but still kind of very fatigued from time to time. So you have to forgive me.
I feel that on a spiritual level.
You feel teacher brain on a spiritual level?
Yeah, I do.
Can you please explain that?
No.
Okay. Can you at least explain to our audience how this works to give them a refresher?
So, the beauty of brief inquiry is one of us will pick or choose 3 quotes that the other person must pick from 1 to 3 or 4. And whatever number we pick, that's the one for today Brett's going to read. And I have to try and give my thoughts, my pontification about it.
His analysis.
Yes, most of the time it's very first-person-esque, and I try and get it down to a philosophical, spiritual level. So that's what we got cooking.
Yep. Shall we do this?
We shall.
Zippity-doo-dah, Beau, 1 through 4.
I'm going to go with number 2.
Oh, that's what I was hoping you would.
I knew it. I read your mind.
Okay. You ready for it?
Oh, I was born ready.
Says, well, there's nothing, MacDonald said. You get born and you nurse on lies, you get weaned on lies, and you learn fancier lies in school. You live all your life on lies, and then maybe when you're ready to die, it comes to you that there's nothing but yourself and what you could have done. Only you ain't done it because the lies told you there was something else. Then you know you could have had the world because you're the only one that knows the secret. Only then it's too late. You're too old. Care to guess?
I think I know this one.
Who wrote it?
Great man by the name of John Williams from his book Stoner.
No.
Dang it.
It is John Williams.
Frick, I thought it was Stoner. Is it Butcher's Crossing?
It's Butcher's Crossing. For the record, if you're out there, Butcher's Crossing is an amazing novel. Just as good, if not better, than Stoner. And
easy.
And the film adaptation's coming out in a month, and Beau still has not read it yet.
It's got one of my favorite actors, the great Nic Cage, in his nouveau shamanic acting style. So I will be reading it ASAP, and then we're going to see that ASAP. Rocky.
Boom.
Anyway, we were just talking about this. I bet you like all through the other three quotes were all from Butcher's Crossing. This is a setup
Nope.
to get me to read it, no?
I promise you, they're all 4 different ones.
Dang it.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to tell me. That's the
I'm not
beauty
going
of it.
to.
I could see that one of them is what.
You know why I'm not going to tell you? You want to know my secret to these?
You just recycle them.
Well, I recycle all the ones that we don't get chosen. That way, I only have to replace one each time.
Dang it! I do a fresh 3 to 4.
Yeah.
It depends. It really depends on my mood.
Different strokes for different folks.
Hey, you can say that again.
I can say that again.
Dang it! That's a good one.
I wasn't sure what response you were trying to elicit from me there. Buddy.
Anyway,
So yeah, what are your thoughts? You want me to read it again, or what are your thoughts on that?
well, I mean, it reminds me of Stoner's pal when they're off before the war, and his friend dies in it. It's like their last session
The
of
last
drinks
hurrah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And he goes off on Stoner and tells him, like, you think you have, with your education, you have the secrets of the world, but you know nothing. But
Yeah.
you want to believe that you do because you want to be in this bigger society or, class system, which you have no means to do. So, I mean, it's pinpoints. That's why I thought it was Stoner.
Yeah. Well, you got half of it. It was John Williams.
I am very proud of myself. I think that's the first one I've gotten some odd right.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's weird? John Williams, like you can instantly tell, almost instantly, when he's written something. He has such a distinct writing style, yet just very beautiful. 'Cause, I mean, a lot of times when writing styles are distinct, for example, like Hemingway and Faulkner, like they're distinct like for a reason. Whereas with Williams, it's distinct, but you really can't distill it into like a certain style. It just is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that Faulkner is definitely style over substance,
Yeah.
Like, it really takes you a good, 2 or 3 tries to read
Yeah.
or decipher Faulkner. And that's not a diss on Faulkner. I do like Faulkner a lot.
Well, and then like with Hemingway, very, very, very few adjectives, very, very little description.
Pretty much everything's about grace under pressure.
Yeah, and like Ayn Rand is very, very intense. Everything's very intentional. Whereas I feel like Williams is like the best of everything.
Yeah, I mean, he's elegant, yet...
Pointed.
Yeah, there we go. That's the word. He's poignant. Even when he needs to be cynical.
Yeah.
He doesn't beat around the bush, but he makes you appreciate the little things in life.
Yeah.
That's why I love Stoner so much. But we're not talking about Stoner.
We're talking about Williams, but we're talking about Butcher's Crossing.
Crossing.
Yeah.
Anyway, read it again for me.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna fold this in reverse so you can't
So
see.
I can't see
names the other ones.
one that starts with ACO.
Yep. Well, there's nothing, MacDonald said. You get born, and you nurse on lies, and you get weaned on lies, and you learn fancier lies in school. You live all your life on lies, and then maybe when you're ready to die, it comes to you. There's nothing but yourself and what you could have done. Only you ain't done it, because the lies you told there was something else. Then you know you could have had the world because you're the only one that knows the secret. Only then it's too late. You're too old.
So, basically, our entire lives, our education and everything we try and tell ourselves boils down to doesn't mean much. In fact, society in which we've created is nothing but a construct that is fragile in and of itself. And it gets more fragile every day.
Yet it's necessary to survive.
Well, you could say that. Or maybe not.
This is a longer conversation for a longer episode, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Would
here,
you
I want to look. Block off some of the other.
Elaborate on that for a couple minutes.
Yes. Can you block off the rest of the quotes so I can look at it?
Okay. Yep.
Put that piece of paper over.
Close your eyes for a second, Beau.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you. I'm a very. I didn't even see that. I'm a very visual person. Oh, there we go. You get born and you nurse yourself on lice. So, like for most people in America, the first thing you're told pretty much is like the levels of your morality are based upon Christianity, right? That's the major form of religion in America. So, like when you're a child, that's how you learn from right and wrong, good and evil. Mm-hmm. So, from William's view, or McDonald's view, I'm assuming here,
which is
he might be
probably William's view.
Yes, he's probably an atheist, or at least some sort of logical person.
Well, he's very cynical too.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're talking about like a Brian Dawkins type, or not Brian Dawkins, Richard Dawkins type atheist here.
Yeah.
Brian Dawkins was a safety for the Eagles back in the day.
Very different from Richard Dawkins.
Very different. And you get weaned on lies, and you learn fancier lies. So you learn how to, get out of trouble sometimes. That's how most kids and adolescents, they don't want to get in trouble. They want to lie their way out of everything. And
until it catches up to them.
And it catches up to you. That's all the thing about lies, man. The more lies you tell, the more lives you have to pretty much construct for each person you've lied to.
Yeah.
And you don't even know who you are anymore. And that's probably where he's getting at.
Yeah.
And even if you started believing in some of the lies that other people tell you about how things should be.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's crazy too is like not even necessarily like well, I guess like we lie to ourselves all the time, but like you can lie to yourself so much. Even if you don't lie to other people, you can convince yourself of something that's untrue to the point where you actually start believing it because it's so habitual,
Oh yeah, I suffer from bad imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
I can convince myself of I'm terrible. I'm just the worst.
No, Beau, you're the best.
I don't know about that, but it's something I've worked on. But yeah, I used to be able to convince myself that, nothing matters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pretty dark. Then, you could, world... We pretty much just live in complacency the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
Most
I
people do that.
Honestly, I think that's what he's getting at. I mean, definitely he's very, very cynical. And to some extent, he's saying, nothing matters. But I think a large part of it is, just man's natural tendency, at least here in the West, because we do have it so good, is just go through life just kind of really believing anything and everything, without actually, thinking about it and, researching it and,
I like how you said that we have it so good that we don't even bother. So that in and of itself makes you question whether it being good is being good at all. If we're so complacent and ignorant of so many larger things going on, do we have it good?
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably no.
Ooh.
That
was pretty good.
Yeah.
Congrats. Good job.
What, you tried? Is that like a little gotcha, Brett?
No, not at all. I just think you've hit upon a good philosophical question that people, especially in our country, they probably
because you hear the phrase all the time, first world problems.
Yeah.
It's like, the store's out of milk.
First world problems.
People freak out about it, whereas if you're living in a hut in Africa, it's kind of least of your worries.
Probably. Yeah. But
I mean, obviously you deal in this society and the culture you're raised in. That's your atmosphere. That's what you have to work with. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, everything's kind of relative. But I do think to a large extent, us in the West with all the technology we're bombarded with, it almost kind of numbs us to the real things in life.
We become apathetic to the real issues that we face on a daily basis globally.
Yeah.
I mean, there's drought, famine in large countries. In Africa and the Middle East and all these things, yet we got AC.
And you want me to blow your mind?
Go ahead.
Well, it might blow your mind. I don't know.
Well, anything's possible.
If it does, I'm right with the mob, so to clean up your brains.
Oh, I thought you said you're running with the mob, and I was getting really scared here for a second.
What's crazy is every generation has been like this too. Every generation be the world's about to end, or we have it so good, whatever. But it's I think it's a generational thing.
Probably. I mean, I think each generation has its own sort of apocalypse.
each generation thinks the one after them sucks.
Oh, absolutely.
Kids these days.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, I had to walk 2 miles in the snow uphill each way to school. Which, for the record, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you can't go uphill both ways.
Yeah,
It's
you have to go
impossible.
downhill.
You have to go downhill at
Yeah.
least one way.
Unless it plateaus. Wait, what?
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. You go up a hill, and then instead of going down, it plateaus.
Yeah, but you're only... Once you reach the school, if you go uphill, to get back to where you started from, you have to go down.
But what if they have to take a different route?
That's impossible.
It is impossible. I was trying to get you to
Yeah.
stutter for a second.
Yeah.
I ended up breaking my own brain.
But anyways,
Yeah.
these are shorter episodes, so we have to wrap it up. So what are your final thoughts on this?
There's one thing I want to talk about when we're looking at this text here. One thing I've always appreciated about Williams is that he hits on these great philosophical questions, but he does it in an unpretentious manner.
Yeah.
So he's having this said from a certain individual's perspective, and he has things like ain't and you done, or that kind of jargon that is so synonymous with the Midwest that I'm like, see, that's unpretentious, that's beautiful
And I mean,
stuff.
Granted, I didn't know him. I haven't read his memoirs or anything. I don't know if he has one, but after reading 2 of his 3 novels, I get the sense he was a very unpretentious man.
I hope so.
Because not only is he relatively unknown as an author, he just, his novels kind of exude that unpretentiousness. It's just like he wrote great works, and that's what he wanted to be remembered by. And he's largely rediscovered by people like you and me, and
all our great listeners who have good taste in art.
Yes, and if you're out there listening to us and have not read anything by John Williams, read Stoner. Actually, read Stoner or Butcher's Crossing. Either one will give you a good start.
We would tell you to read Augustus, but we both haven't read it yet. But we can assure you it's probably just as good.
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah, I think it's structured a little differently, but his style is still the same.
Yeah. Anyway.
But, I think that's... that was a good brief inquiry. Resumation? Resuming?
I like Resumation.
Resumation.
Sounds gothic.
All right. Well,
I'm Beau.
I'm Brett, and we may have a couple more of these for our next long episode. It's covering Proust.
Yeah.
But
updates on that at a later time.
Yes, but we'll shoot for getting 2 or 3 more of these out. So, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye.